Okay. All right. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for coming and talking with me today, Jessica. Just for everyone, I'm going to kind of introduce myself a little bit and talk about parts of memories and introduce you and hear what your story is and how it's been going. So my name is Patrick Toby. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Nevada and living in Las Vegas. And I also teach parts and memory, which is a modality for helping people heal from trauma and all sorts of other issues that might come up. And just to kind of give you a quick overview of parts of memory, because that's what we're going to talk about a lot today, is parts of memory is a modality that really kind of taps into using different ego states. And what we mean by that is just internally, we have a lot of different kind of parts that make us up as a whole. So coming from the position that we're kind of a multiplicity already, we find a part that might be angry or anxious or sad. And then we find that part and kind of have a little bit of a dialogue, which is a little strange at first, but the idea is that we tap into that part that has a string of memories that we want to try to heal. And then as we go through that healing process, we're actually activating what we call memory reconsolidation in order to affect that change. We kind of neutralize the emotional learning that we learned in those bad experiences, which gives rise to anger and anxiousness and anger and all sorts of other things. So that's kind of the quick explanation of parts and memory. But in practice, what's really nice is that we use it on all sorts of different things besides big emotions, but also for trying to give up habits or overcome blocks and things like that. So it's very useful for a lot of people. And today I have Jessica here, and she is using it a lot. She's been trained in it, and I wanted to give her some opportunity to kind of talk about what she's doing with it and how it's working for her. So if you mind introducing yourself to us today a little bit.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica. I am a life coach. I work primarily with women to help them lead and live a life that they are in love with. And I really use this modality very much to help mindset rewiring and also elect self healing. It's been such an incredible journey, and I'm so honored to be able to facilitate this through this modality.
That is fantastic. So you've been, how long have you been doing coaching? How long have you been going?
I would say in total, probably 2.5 years.
Okay, so that's pretty good experience with coaching. For my question for you is out of curiosity a little bit is how was it kind of before? What kind of issues you kind of see frequently, and how did you deal with them before, and how do you deal with them now? Kind of idea.
Yeah. So I originally started as a health and fitness coach, but I always had a really deep, I guess you could say, in touch with the mindset. I always like really harped on the mindset coaching. And I really just felt a deeper pulling to do more mindset coaching and really elect that deeper transformation. So before this modality, with my clients, I would just do a lot of like talk therapy. Our sessions always ended up being more talk therapy than the physical and the nutritional component. um and then I really just felt like like I said, like a more of a deeper pull to do more of this work, and really looking for something that could help me create this transformation that I was really desiring, which stumbled upon the parts of memory. So before, yeah, it was really just talk therapy, advice, different tools, tips and tricks like around to create better habits. But I always still felt like there was something that needed to be done more, and I wanted to do more of the subconscious work and, really create that deeper change. So when I experienced this myself, I really saw the power in it. I have, without going into too much in depth, for me, parts of memory just really completely changed my life and the way that I see things, the way that I perceive things. Also, just my reaction towards things, and just really understanding like those younger versions of ourselves or those different ego states. It's so powerful to really understand where things come from, the root of everything. I just can't explain how much it's changed my life personally. And then as a coach, I really transitioned more into embodiment and life coaching when I was introduced to this, because I was like, wow, this is something that is so powerful and that creates that deeper mind shift and rewiring, that I was like, I really feel called to do more of this work and be able to help coach my clients. So now my sessions are so transformative. I use this modality honestly every single session, and I have multiple sessions weekly with my clients. So it's very powerful, and to hold that space for them to allow that transformation to happen, that rewiring, that memory consolidation has literally changed their life. And that's not my words, that's theirs. So
Wow.
it's been incredible.
That was going to be my follow-up question, is how is your clients reacting to this modality? Are they taken to it? Or they have concerns or?
Yeah, I did have a couple clients that were a little apprehensive of doing the work, but I think having like an explanation, walking them through that, really allowed them to kind of surrender the process and be open to talking to different parts of them. And now the clients that I've done this very often with, they're really more receptive of it. And then the newer clients are really just kind of like mind blown of like the work that they've, and I have to say this too, that all of my clients have gone to traditional therapy, but they've never experienced something like this before, ever. Doing that subconscious work, and they really can see the value with using this modality, because to me, there's one thing to just talk about a problem, but to actually like find the root and like be able to rewire that neural pathway and create that memory consolidation is a whole other thing. So my clients have been very receptive. They've been implementing the change. I'll get text messages like very often of just like, wow, that session was incredible. And I'm not making this up, like, but they really see the value of this. And like I said, I'm just so honored to be able to do that for them. But yeah, overall, it's been really smooth. Every session's different, which I think is so incredible. Everyone's journey is very different too, but I really love that you can kind of use one memory and piggyback off that with different memories, um, to really create that like full experience completion process in a way. So yeah, it's been very positive.
That is awesome. That, and in my experience as well, as a therapist, relying on just simply talking about the problem just isn't quite deep enough. It doesn't, people really try really hard to not do something, or they want to do something and they just can't quite do it. And when we get into this kind of deeper work, we're able to really change that and kind of remove some blocks or remove some things that might be stopping them from achieving their goals. So I agree. I think that's really powerful that we're able to kind of go there. What kind of do you tend to see, like I said, blocks, removing some blocks, or do you help people kind of navigate decisions, or kind of what do as a coach? Because I'm not very familiar with that world in general, so I'm relying on you as the expert. What kind of things do you use it for the most, or what kind of issues that are coming up that's very useful for you as a coach?
Yeah. A lot of the issues are usually like limited beliefs, really, because I work with women who are looking to find deeper purpose in their life, looking to um, kind of remove certain behaviors in their relationships within themselves, just do a deeper self discovery. And to me, that always starts with looking at your childhood. So I do a lot of inner child healing, which again, this is obviously a lot where this comes from. So I use this in ways of, if I have a client saying, like, for example, like, hey, Jess, I have a really big fear of failing. And that's why I'm so afraid to quit my job and start a new job, because I'm so comfortable here, but I'm not happy with where I'm at, but I just feel this fear of failing. So a lot of limited beliefs are really big. Usually, I have found some clients will start with one thing, like a fear of failure, and it'll go into something really deep that has nothing to do with failure, which it obviously stemmed that way. So limited beliefs, lack of maybe self-worth, self-confidence, old relationship patterns, I see a lot with. So yeah, really, I mean, you can use this modality for literally anything that comes up that's like maybe a negative behavior or a negative pattern. um, So yeah, I see it a lot when it's just a lot of that negative self-talk. So it's like, okay, let's explore that more. Let's kind of really pick that apart of like what is really underneath that like anxiety or depression. So I have a lot of clients that do have some depression and anxiety too. And we've been able to kind of alleviate some of that just by using this modality. It's mind
Love
blowing.
it. You're doing great with it. That's awesome. For kind of switching gears a little bit, clients seem like they're responding really well for you, and you're doing great with them, sounds like. For you as a coach and learning this modality, how challenging was that, to kind of go through the training and kind of start to get the feel of it and kind of get it to where you can use it pretty effectively, it sounds like.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, I feel like it came almost like natural. I think a lot of people in this space, they have like a really pull towards like psychology. So I think anybody who has a knack for that, this is going to come a little bit more natural. But the training itself was broken down so easy and simplicity. So for me, it was very easy to understand. And I think, to be honest, too, for you to actually do parts of memory well with clients, you have to actually do it within yourself, have someone facilitate it for you, because the way that you can experience that is really relatable to your clients, and that is a really big advantage. So I did parts of memory a couple times. I've had it done on me, and that's what really allowed me to submerge myself into the training, and then also doing it on other people within the training. But I would say like the level of difficulty was, I would say, like medium. I think once I started understanding it and practicing it on colleagues or my clients, even if it wasn't perfect, I think that really helped me gain the confidence and the strength to do it more often. And again, I think having using that structure, but also being able to be intuitive with it too, I think is a really big strong suit. I'm sure a lot of people in this space have that more of intuitive note when they are talking with their clients. But yeah, I would say it was like a good medium. Definitely could be learned quickly. Just you just have to keep practicing it, and also it helps by you being practiced on as well.
Absolutely. I think that's a big part of why I wanted to kind of talk with you a little bit, is because I think it is one of those modalities that you got to really feel it and experience it in order to really believe it, really. And then with the clients as well, once they kind of feel it, there are a lot of times then they're on board with it, and they're really impressed with it, because it's very different from talk therapy in general. Um, with Have you noticed any increase in business because of it? As far as a very practical kind of thing, has it been helpful
Yeah,
for you, just professionally?
definitely. I think this, in a way, kind of, I don't want to say sold, but really entice people to join my program, just because it is such a powerful tool that, honestly, without it, I don't really feel like I wouldn't be at like where I'm at now with the amount of clients, just because I feel like this is something that is so like mind changing, like literally, that there's like once you do it once, you're kind of hooked to it in a way. Like if you're ready for the work, right? If you're ready to go to therapy, if you're ready to kind of heal your wounds, then this is something that is like so powerful. Like for me, when I did it once, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so powerful that like I I have to do that again. And it's not like, I want to do it over and over and over repeatedly, but like it was just such a healing thing, and
Yeah,
it just opened my eyes. It was almost like a portal was more conscious in my mind, and it completely shifted a lot. So, um to your point, yeah, I definitely think that it definitely increased my business. Um and I don't feel like I'd be able to be where I'm at without that, to be honest. It's been great.
that's awesome. I'm glad to hear all that. And while we're on that topic, I want give you the opportunity to kind of talk about your program, or the things that you want to put out there regarding what you're doing and how you.
Yeah. So I, as a life coach, embodiment coach, I really focus on helping women specifically just get more clear in the direction that they want to go, get them off of this autopilot, break free from others' expectations, and just flip the switch on their life, to understand that they can live and lead a life that they are in love with. They wake up every day so passionate about. I want to give other women purpose in their life, and finding that inner confidence, and elect that self healing, and really open the door to their past traumas and experiences, and befriend those, because I think it's so important when we are emotionally maturing and spiritually, intellectually, to grow in general. We have to do the work, and we have to be okay with what we find. And I really try to mix, this science-based modality with a little bit of spirituality, to really allow yourself to manifest everything that you want, and also understand where things are coming from, so that they no longer control your life. And with my program, it's a 26-week container, and there's weekly educational modules on top of one-on-one coaching. So yeah, it's been really incredible just to see the women in my group so far just transform. And it's only been maybe 8 weeks.
Wow.
Great.
That's really fantastic. You're making big changes in the world, and I think that's why I do this as well. I really believe that if the more we can heal in ourselves and others, the better we're making the world, and the stronger we're making the world, hopefully.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being here, and taking the time to kind of talk to me about this, and I hope it was helpful for you, and beneficial for you as well. But I really
Yeah.
appreciate you being out there. Really, I really appreciate you being out there, and taking this model and running with it, and doing such fantastic work.
Thank you so much for just facilitating this. And it's so powerful, like you said, to help like guide this and help heal others. And that really, I feel like that's like our purpose in this life. And it's incredible just to be a part of that. So thank you.
Thank you.